What's up, you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Marvel Legends action figure review on the Marvel Legends Thor Love and Thunder movies Korg Build-A-Figure Wave Star-Lord. Trying to get your Marvel Legends? You can do so at
Search your feelings, you know it to be true.
Darkside Toys is a store for you. Link below.
And while you're down there, I ask you to please hit that like button. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. We have the same image on the sides as we do on the back of the packaging over here. And then there's a read-up over there, and you can see all the other figures from the wave right over here. Not much more on the top. We just get the spot varnished, refurbished Mjolnir, and then not much more at the bottom. So let's get to it and crack this thing open. Okay, so I'm going to slice right here and go ahead and get this guy right out of the box. Alright, not that excited for this figure, really not that stoked, but not looking horrible so far. Anyway, alright, let's get a closer look at these guns, and then we'll take a closer look at the figure. So playing around with the figure for a little bit and getting it back on the rotating base, I gotta say, I am not too excited about this figure. There's something about it that I didn't expect that I do like, but for the most part, I'm kind of bummed out. Anyway, let's get a closer look at the accessories, and then we'll take a closer look at Star-Lord. So we get the Build-A-Figure piece and these two guns, and I gotta say, I'm fairly disappointed in the lack of accessories with this figure. I mean, I'm not too bummed out about the lack of interchangeable hands. I just wish we got the interchangeable helmeted head to go along with the figure, and I wish we got more paint on these guns, because I pulled out this other one right over here. This is the last one I picked up from volume 2, and it has 3 different colors. You get silver, you get the gray, and you get the gold on it. This one right over here, you just get this orangish copper kind of color, and then the flat gray. So yeah, I think this looks way better than this one right over here. You still get the storage, so you can do that. You still have the same peg that we'd seen on the last version of Star-Lord, and that works out just fine. So I don't know what the problem is here, but Hasbro just seems to have a very difficult time of nailing a Chris Pratt head sculpt. I don't think any of them look very good at all. Here's another one right over here. Still doesn't really look like Chris Pratt to me, but that's actually my favorite one. So I think this is as good as they've ever gotten. I think it's the goofy mannerisms, you know, like that Paul Rudd figure with the weird smirk, and then this is the very first one. I mean, they've come a long way. This is kind of like a, you know, mannequin kind of looking face compared to this one right over here. And they did not include one of these. Like, oh, come on. You can't at least hide the head sculpt with one of these. I just got to see if this fits on here. All right, at least that fits on there, so that's cool. The figure looks a little better with that on there. Going back to this ugly son of a bitch, this thing has a broken nose. I mean, look at that. The nose is all crooked. He's got the weird smirk going on, and the eyes look like they're not looking in the same direction. Like, this eye's all looking off to the side, and we got a lot of extra wrinkles around here. I feel sorry for Chris Pratt, bro. It's a common thing for actors to kind of mock or make fun of their action figures, and yeah, this one may be on a talk show one day. Who knows? But looking at the rest of it with the trench coat, it's all new. I do like the new trench coat, and you get this added strap right over here. But yeah, I like the touches of blue on it. I like how the trench coat's all brand new and everything, so that's pretty cool. A little bit of color variation right over here. Then you have this cool thing going on with his arms where you could see some battle wear and everything. At first I thought it was just a lack of paint, but that's a different color than the brown underneath it, so very, very impressed with that. I appreciate that kind of detail a lot. Also, we have new pinless double jointed arms right over there, which I really like. Then new hands right here, and yeah, it looks pretty solid, you know, from the waist up. It actually doesn't look bad. It's just the head that's really bothering me. Now, what's really cool about this is that I did see in the trailer he doesn't have the trench coat on, so if you throw the arms back, you could go ahead and remove this thing. It's like the guy's got layers and layers of clothes on, and there he is without the trench coat, and it looks okay, but when you put the strap back on here, it actually fills out way better. And that actually doesn't look too bad, especially when you have this filling out the shoulder right over here. I mean, not ideal, not exactly what it looked like in the trailer and everything, and I haven't even tried taking this off over here. It looks like it is glued shut back here, and I'm not going to try to ruin that, so I'm just going to leave it as is like this if I'm going to take off the trench coat. But you can see underneath you get some nice paint detail over here. I mean, you see all that through the trench coat anyway, right? It's not covered by the trench coat. You know what? I'm just going to put that trench coat right back on here. And I gotta say, there were times where I actually preferred taking pictures of this figure without having this strap on here. But anyway, looking at the legs, they at least painted the boots this time. We haven't seen that before. Like all the other times I can remember, the boots don't have paint added to them. So this time, they added the gunmetal gray right over there and some brown. So I appreciate that. You know, I don't really mind that they reuse these legs. And of course, we still get peg holes at the bottom of the feet. Yeah, man, I just went on about how much I like this new trench coat, and then you pull out the old one right over here. I like this one more. It has more paint added to it, a little bit more color to it and everything. So this isn't bad, but yeah, I do like this older one more. So I know the legs are the same, the upper torso is the same, we just have stuff on top of it, but I still want to go over the articulation with this figure. You can see we still have that hinge right there in the neck, and he will look up that far. You can get him to look down that much, shifts forward and back like pile driver, turns side to side, and head pivoting. No butterfly joints. It will shift around a little bit though. Shoulders will move outward that far, and you can move them in all the way that much, and you get a full rotation right there. Bicep swivel, then you get the pinless double jointed elbows that will bend in that far, and then wrist turn side to side and hinge up and down. Same thing with this side over here. It has a vertical hinge. Then you get the ab crunch forward and ab crunch back. Wow. And then you get the hip rotation right there. Then the hips will move outward right there, or it's a waist rotation. Hips move outward that much. Then you'll kick forward that far, and then back, not at all. Upper thigh cut, double jointed knees, and then we do get boot rotation on the older legs right here. I'm happy to see that. That is very helpful. And then you get the ankles that move down. They do move up, and he has beautiful ankle pivot. And to measure out the Star-Lord figure, you could see that he is standing right at 6.5 inches tall. And then for a Star-Lord comparison, you can see we have our Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 and Volume 2, and there's another Volume 2. There's so many of these figures. Are these two the same thing? No, they have different heads, slightly different paint, and none of the head sculpts look great, I know, but I'm still going to do a head swap over here. Let's just take the one that's on the figure that's not being displayed, and you can see, of course, it's going to fit on there just fine because it's the same body mold over there, and yeah, there you go. Older head, new body, well, same old body. You know what I'm trying to say. Then here's Star-Lord next to the other figures from this wave that I've already reviewed. We have Mighty Thor, Ravager, Thor, and King Valkyrie. And then here's the new Star-Lord figure next to your average 6-inch scale figure. We have the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to show some love to the channel by simply clicking that like button. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And a big thank you to all the people that support this channel via Patreon and membership. If you're interested in supporting, check it out. Link in the description below for the perks. And this figure, you know, if I sounded bummed out a little bit, like if I wasn't as enthusiastic as I normally am in my videos, well, it's because I'm not that stoked for this figure. There's things about it that I really appreciate. There are things that I like about it, but I am not that happy with it. Like, I'm just really, I like the new arms. I like the new trench coat. I don't like the new head. And that's like one of the biggest selling points. I mean, the head, to me, it just looks really bad. I don't know if there was like an accident in the factory where the nose got squished. I don't know how that happens. He's cockeyed, so his eyes are looking in different directions. His nose is not facing forward. He's got a broken nose, broken eyes, and it doesn't look like Chris Pratt. It looks like some ugly dude that I never met or seen in a movie, you know, and we got the reused body with some added stuff on top of it, which is cool. And I like that the cloak or the trench coat goes around the guns pretty well and everything. But like, really, man, I'm not stoked for this figure. What can I tell you? At the price point of around 25 to 28 bucks, I'm gonna give this Star-Lord figure a Sun rating of...
I'll wait for the Black Friday sale.
And that's picking it up at the Black Friday sale if I end up really liking the Korg figure. You know what I mean? Because the Korg Build-A-Figure piece, at this point in time, it doesn't even feel that essential. So I'd have to watch the movie and see how much I like this version of Korg first to really know whether I'd seek that Build-A-Figure or not, right? We don't want a whole other Rintraw episode, do we? Oh, God. Anyway, I want to know what you guys think. Let me know. If you want to see the latest on Marvel news and a photo gallery of images, you can find it all over at marvelousnews.com. And if you want to stay in touch with me on social media, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and now on Whatnot. And I will catch you guys later. Peace.
That's crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.
Your face,